you could literally pick up this studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina, lift it up, take it to LA, take it to New York, take it to Nashville, and it would be one of the best studios that anybody would want to record at. So I was first introduced to Glenn and Gat3 by Andre Ferreri, who I know from work. We worked together, and we were playing in my house, actually jamming one day, and I was playing one of my originals, and he was saying, "That's it sounds great. Tell me a little bit about your playing." And I had, I told him I'd recorded probably 60 songs over the last 40 years. But every time I recorded one of the songs, it never sort of came out the way that I heard it in my head, if you will. So he said, well, I'll tell you what, let me introduce you to Glenn at the studio and talk to him about maybe recording some songs, maybe even an album. So one thing led to another. So I had been in Charlotte probably 3.5 years, maybe 4 years. And I didn't know anything about the music scene here. I certainly didn't know anything about the recording scene here. So my expectations were pretty low. I didn't know what to expect here. And I've played in some different studios in Philly and other places. And so I walk in, and oh my God, you have this magical place. First of all, Glenn, awesome. And the equipment here is just second to none. What I learned is you could literally pick up this studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina, lift it up, take it to LA, take it to New York, take it to Nashville, and it would be one of the best studios that anybody would want to record at. But the one thing I also, learned very quickly that from the philosophy of Gat3 is not, the equipment is one thing, it's necessary but insufficient. It's really about the performance and bringing the best out of every artist that comes here. And they're just, that's the magic of this place. They put as much energy into the spaces, if you will, into the lighting, into the candles, and into the chandeliers, to really create that space that the performer can bring out the best of who he or she is. And that's, Glenn clearly is a master producer. He's the owner of the studio. He's a master sound engineer. But he's also a psychologist, because whether somebody's coming into this space to record for the first time ever, or one of the Grammy Award-winning artists that come through here all the time, they just feel comfortable. They feel like they can be who they are. And music is about capturing that emotion, and this place is magic about capturing that emotion. So eventually, I did record my album here. 8 of the songs, the majority of the tracks were recorded, the rhythm tracks were recorded the day before the pandemic. And my business is healthcare, so I kind of knew it was going to be a really tough time for the country, for this community, and literally did not know if we were going to come back and be able to finish the album. And so that created a certain energy, a certain authenticity, a certain honesty about the recording that I think comes through in the final album, which is called Love and Protest, that was recorded and released a couple of years ago. And the thing for me, during the pandemic, it was really nice after a really, really hard day to find an hour or two to come in here and just lay down an additional track. It's probably the biggest distressor that I had is coming in here and just getting away from it for a little bit. And I think it allowed me to be better at what I do in healthcare. But the other thing that I have learned about Gat3 really from the beginning is this is a family affair. So you have Susan, who is the manager of the place, runs a tight ship, sort of like a mama bear to everybody, and is just awesome, keeps everything on track, on time. Then you have Julia, who's the youngest, and as I think about her, she's grown up with the best musicians in the world coming through here. It's been exposed to that since she was a little girl, and so is as comfortable strumming a guitar as she is, laying down an awesome groove on drums or the piano. as well. She plays them all well. I can't wait to see what she continues to do as she lives into her artistry, if you will. And then Madelenn, who is really such a gifted and talented videographer. I think, well, let's get this on tape right here. You heard it from me first. She's going to be, at some point, she's going to be nominated for a Grammy for Best Music Video. And you heard it here first. But as we did the album, then, we started thinking about it. It's called Love and Protest. And we talked about a song that I wrote when I was in my early 20s called Not Enough Joy. And with the pandemic, it just seemed that the message that of the song was right for the moment. So we decided to do a music video of that song because we thought that could resonate, and also it'd be good to get the message out of the CD. And it was also great from a number of other perspectives. It was fun. Had these awesome musicians playing on this album and in this video. And the fun part also was Madelenn told me, "Hey, we should actually, let's have a vintage car of some sort be part of this video." And so I was like, well, I'll call my friend Rick Hendrick, who's known for NASCAR and other things, to get some ideas. So Rick tells me, I'll tell you, I got the perfect car. I said, awesome. He says, this is one of my favorite cars. This is a 1970 black convertible Chevy. It had stripes along the side. The inside was this beautiful white leather. And so, middle of the pandemic, we steal away. I'm driving this convertible down the streets of Charlotte. And it was just a great way to not only tell a message, but also to take a minute away from battling the pandemic. So this here, it's been a family affair. The Gat3 family has been part of really important moments of my life. One that comes to mind is my now fiance, Lorraine. The second date that we had, we were in here doing a duet. And then the third date that we had, we were doing a music video. And so, come to think of it, those two events might be part of why we are now engaged to be married, because it was really a special moment. So I talk a lot about the importance of work-life harmony. And, every time I've come in here, it's felt like home. And what I do in the studio really feeds my day gig, if you will. And I know it's been an awesome 27 years for Gat3. And here's to 27 more years and more, and really for bringing music and healing into this world at a time where I think it needs it most. Happy anniversary.